Without saying, there's often a mega mystery surrounding, of course, the children of Harry and Meghan. His children, of course, have remained a mystery for some time now. What I find fascinating, though, is why they believe that, in fact, keeping them away and out of the public eye, while it's their prerogative, then why do they sort of dangle this, we might bring the children, as we saw recently in that court document? It's as if it's something that we're all desperate to see. The bigger problem is that now, the people who are true royalists really don't actually care. We've grown up now, all thanks to the antics of Prince Louis at the Platinum Jubilee, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Obviously very amenable children who really know their place within the royal hierarchy and literally serve the monarchy well, even at their very young ages. We have no idea, other than the Kids for Sale documentary that Harry and Meghan undertook for, of course, Netflix. And then that was very strange in itself. But it was this particular incident that really had a lot of people confused. And we've told you time and time again here on the show that this particular incident never took place. No one ever had any documentation of our late and wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, trotting back and forth from Windsor Castle down to Frogmore to visit this particular individual. So now, what do we make of this? As ever, let me explain. Good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for joining me in this picturesque view today. It's very nice, isn't it? Yes, it's a private cottage on the edge of Hyde Park. And I was thinking, I don't know about you, but wouldn't it be nice to live in somewhere like this? Because it'd be secure, wouldn't it? Or would it be very creepy late at night? Could be like a Vincent Price film, couldn't it, when you're wandering around? I know, just think of the history. Yeah, well, okay, all right, we'll have a wave. I'm sorry, don't tell me off. It's a bit chilly out here. Yes. No, I do love this thing behind me, actually. You do find these places and think, well, it's almost like a gingerbread cottage, isn't it? Fascinating, really. It's a little bit like our particular royal story of the day, Frogmore Cottage. It was a hive of activity, wasn't it? And we saw in these pictures that allegedly, yes, well, according to Harry and Meghan, of course, in their docuseries for Netflix, that those two children did in fact were residing for a very special birthday for Princess Lily. So much so that, according to folklore, and as ever again we have to say allegedly, Meghan's favourite photographer, Miss Harriman, requested to take said pictures, and indeed is credited for certain pictures. What's baffling, as I've said, is that clearly he's very much a social media person, and when you think about it, would be very right to tell us exactly the background to these particular stories. Now, his argument, I've been told, is simply this: look at what happened to Patrick J. Adams, who rather surreptitiously put up those pictures of Meghan and him on the set of the now defunct Suits. And of course he got asked very politely, very firmly by the team behind Harry and Meghan to take them down. He hadn't got permission. But now we find out from these court documents that in fact the people who were visiting back and forth on those particular trips prior to this, there's no record of Harry and Meghan bringing Archie or indeed Princess Lily for that said birthday party. Now, I've said to you before, I've often found this really baffling, simply because, royal records show something totally different. Now, somewhere along the line, someone, as ever, is not being very truthful. And truth will always out. And the problem is, as Harry and Meghan push further and further down this rabbit hole, demanding all sorts of connotations that they require, i.e. security, things will be exposed. And the bottom line for them also is, it's perhaps not the things that they hoped or indeed thought could be exposed. As we go back to the original story, if this event actually took place, then clearly a lot of people would like to see some positive proof. And that would start with those alleged people there. Or what was this picture that was purported to be that particular event screened across the streaming service of Netflix? A little bit like Spare. Were they given another version of the truth? It's going to be interesting how now this develops, because literally the thumb screws are on. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.